Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pampered Chef Live. We're so glad to have you with us tonight. This is our weekly live cooking demo, and it is our last live cooking demo of 2024, as we will not be holding events on December 24th or 31st. So we're really, really glad you're here with us. And don't worry, we'll be kicking off the new year with Pampered Chef Live on January 7th. I am Michael. I am your moderator. Where are you joining from tonight? And let us know in the chat. And why don't you also give us an emoji? How are you feeling about holidays, Christmas and Hanukkah both being a week from tomorrow? How are we feeling about that? During the next 30 to 45 minutes, we'll be joining Edgar from his home kitchen as he teaches us how to make two quick and easy recipes, both sweet and savory, for holiday get-togethers. After the cooking demo, we'll be selecting attendees for giveaways, and tonight we are doing 12 giveaways. If you are watching on Facebook, be sure to register for the event right away through Zoom so you can be eligible for tonight's drawing. We'll also have some Q&A time with Edgar about the recipe and the products he used after his demo, as well as some frequently asked questions about his experience of being a consultant. So stick around for that. Couple housekeeping notes before we get started. The same things as usual. The recipe handout for tonight was in the email you got from Zoom before the event. It's kind of hard to see. It's in the fine print, but it is there. And in case you missed it, you'll get another email from us about an hour or so after the event, which will have a replay as well as the recipe handout again. And if you have a question you'd like Edgar to answer, drop a Q&A in the feature in Zoom that says Q&A, different from the chat. Chat, it might get lost, but in the Q&A, we'll see it, and our staff are answering questions during the event. We try to answer as many questions as we can, and we'll save some questions for Edgar to answer too. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the conversation is going to be rich. So if you, speaking of the chat though, if it's getting a little overwhelming for your liking, you can always mute those notifications. Just click into the chat, click on the little arrow at the top, and uncheck the box that says Show Chat Preview. That's how you can turn that off. All right. Lastly, there is going to be a survey that comes when you get ready to sign off. That survey is really helpful and important to us. So when you see that survey at the end of your session, please fill it out. And in case you need some motivation to fill it out, we'll do one more giveaway from somebody who fills out the survey as well. So helps us, might help you, and we appreciate it. So yeah, fill out that survey. Without further ado, I'm going to get out of the way so that we can kick off our last Pampered Chef Live of 2024 with Edgar. Edgar, I'm so ready for this. So happy to be here. Take it away, Edgar. Let's get cooking.
Michael, I'm so excited to be here as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I know I have a lot of customers here. I have a lot of fellow consultants here. And so I just wanted to let you know that I've been a consultant for 28 years now. And next year, I'll be celebrating my 29th year. And as well as Pampered Chef will be celebrating their 45th anniversary. So I'm so honored to be here. I'm going to show you a couple of things a little bit out of order, just for time saving. But I've made them already on another day, and it really took less than 30 minutes to complete them both. So it was amazing. So let's get cooking. So first I want to show you my deluxe stand mixer. This stand mixer is amazing. It's over here because I need to get it out of the way for a minute, but I want to show you, I'm going to bring it over real quick to show you. We're going to go backwards. We're going to do dessert first. So this is how I made our dessert to start with. And in it right now, I have all the ingredients to make my frosting. But I made chocolate cookies earlier. I used 1 box of chocolate cake mix. Then I used a half a cup of oil, 2 eggs, and a half a cup of peppermint, white peppermint chocolate chips. And then you just mix it in here in 45 seconds. And I'm going to show you why this is so great. Because over here on the other side, you won't be able to see it. And just keep in mind, we're on Zoom, and Zoom likes to mute the conversation when something is noisy in the background. So I'm just going to set it down. But that's the one thing I just wanted you to see, how easy it was to move from over there to over here, because the weight of it is evenly balanced. But when you're using it, it has an on and off switch in the back. It has these 6 settings, including a custom setting, and you're just going to dial what you want to do. So if I put it on my mix setting, I hit the button, and then I'm going to dial it down to 45 seconds, hit the button again, and I can walk away. It's going to start really slow, and it's going to pick up speed on its own, and then when it's over, it stops. So for our frosting, we're using 3/4 of a cup of butter, 1/2 a teaspoon of peppermint extract, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. You always want to put a little bit of salt in something sweet. It really punches up the flavor and the deliciousness, so to speak, of the dessert. 3 cups of powdered sugar, and then 2 tablespoons of milk. And I'm going to put this on cream for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But I also want you to see here, like you probably can't see it from there, when you dial what you're going to do, it tells you what attachment to use. So right now I have the flex beater in there, but it also comes with a whipper and a dough hook. I make our Pampered Chef Dutch oven bread all the time, and I used to knead it by hand. It really takes 5 to 6 minutes to knead the Dutch oven bread, but now I can just put it in here and go upstairs and do something else. So I'm going to turn it off and move it back across the way, and watch again. It's evenly balanced, so it's so nice to move around if you need to. I'm going to face it to you so you can still see it. I will put it on mix for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm going to turn it down to mix, and then stop, and then I'm going to turn it up to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, I did adjust the zoom. There it goes. So, as you can see, hopefully you can still hear me. I don't know. Give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Great. So, perfect. I did hit the right settings on the zoom. So, while that's making the frosting, here's the rest of my dough, and I'm going to use our extra large scoop. Now, you can make these cookies big or small, and we have 4 scoops. My middle one, I'm not sure where it disappeared to, but I have the extra large, a large, and this. So this is about 3 tablespoons, and I'm going to today put these cookies on a piece of our new Brilliance bakeware. Look at this cookie sheet, and it comes with this stand that elevates your food, so it's great for sheet pan meals and things like that, and I can also just use it as a cooling rack. Now, some of you have flipped through our catalog before, and you've seen the turquoise cookware that we have. Well, the turquoise cookware is more for your baking of your sweets and stuff like that. So I am using this for this, even though it's sweet. And I got a comment. And but it's great for like sheet pan meals. Little tip for you: if you're gonna do a sheet pan meal and you have veggies in the bottom here, make sure you put this in the oven first and preheat it. Then you'll get a better cook on your veggies. So I'm just gonna take, and I'm just gonna use this extra large scoop. This is why bakeries have cookies that are all the same size, is because they use a scoop similar to this, about 2 inches apart. And then we are going to pop these in the oven at 350 for 12 to 15 minutes. Last one. By using the extra large scoop, you're going to make 5 cookies. And when you see these 5 cookies, you'll know why that's pretty amazing. Now, you can use a smaller scoop and make smaller individual ones, but there you have it. And this is like a silicone-based nonstick, so it's amazing stuff. I made chicken wings the other day, cleaned up like nobody's business. And I put the rack in there to elevate my wings. So let me pop these in. Now, through the magic of television, through the magic of Pampered Chef and TV, voila! There are your cookies. Look at those. Now, these cookies, I already made, of course, but these are on our cookie sheet, and this is one of the items that are on sale. It's a cookie sheet set, so you get 2 cookie sheets, a scoop and a turner, and a cooling rack. And you might not get the scoop, but you definitely get the cooling rack. And right now, the cooling rack is used right over here because I have some stuff elevated for me. So I'm gonna just get rid of these, put them away. Don't worry, I'm not baking them again. So let's jump to Brussels sprouts while my frosting cooks. What I've already done is I've crisped 2 strips of bacon, but I'm actually doubling this recipe today because I have a surprise for everybody. And so I'm gonna double this recipe. So I actually crisped 4 pieces of bacon, and then I crumbled them up, and they are currently sitting in my batter bowl. So this is the small batter bowl. This one right here is just 32 ounces, which is 4 cups. There's measurements on the side. This is made out of the same material as windshield, so you can actually microwave in this. You can bake in this. Super Bowl Sunday's coming up. You can actually bake a cake, cut it in half, put the fat ends together, frost it so it looks like a football, and then you'll be the hit of the party. And you can also flip it over, and you can put a Barbie doll in it. And then why pay all that money for extra Barbie doll cake when you can do it like that? So I crisped our bacon. Where did I crisp my bacon? I crisped it in a 12-inch stainless steel non-stick. There's some garlic in there already. Non-stick. It's got a weave pattern here of non-stick, but it's still stainless. So when you make a steak in here, the steak is gonna stick. You can see those brown bits right there. That's called. Does anybody know what that's called? Actually, put it in the chat. Do you know what those brown bits are called and why you want to keep those brown bits? I'll tell you. It's called. Oh, sorry, I didn't give you time to answer, but it's called fond, and those brown bits add flavor. There's flavor in the brown, so you want to keep those brown bits, so it's going to come off when you make a steak, when you add a little wine to make a little pan sauce or anything like that. So today, it's going to come off when I use the garlic, the onions, and the thyme. And this pan, now, I don't know hopefully you all have quality cookware like Pampered Chef at home. This is lifetime warranty. And the other crazy thing is, guess what? It's dishwasher safe. Well, I learned from a very wise man who's no longer with us that this should not go in the dishwasher because otherwise the dishwasher would be called a pot washer. So I still hand wash mine, but it can go in the dishwasher. So that's amazing. Now I'm going to move the lid over here for a second, and I need 2 more cloves of garlic. So I put 2 cloves in there. Now our stoneware pieces, which is our hallmark of the company, our founder, Doris Christopher, started the company. My frosting's beeping. It's all done, so I'm gonna turn it off. And then pop this open and bring it over to you. Look how smooth and creamy that frosting is. Amazing. And I didn't have to do anything. I walked away. And you can also tint it. So when we get to the cookies, you're going to see my exciting tint that I did. So like I was saying, the hallmark of our company is Pampered Chef Stoneware. And that's one of the first items I bought because it really changed the way I cooked in the kitchen. Stoneware gives you an even bake in the oven. And so people are just amazed by your results. You get one of these scrapers. It's called a pan scraper. You can buy them separately as well, but you get one free with every piece of stoneware. Now, I also use it for other things than scraping my stone, is I need a clove of garlic. So I'm going to wedge it right in between the 2 bulbs. And look. This is a bulb of garlic. I weaved it in between there. Now I'm going to take our garlic press. Now listen to me. This is our garlic prep tool. This thing is amazing, and I am so glad we came out with it. It does garlic 3 ways. Then we have our famous garlic press that will do it the 4th way. So the 3 ways, it opens at the top. This side is sliced garlic, and then this is a storage container to capture it all. Whee! Pampered, not perfect. The other side is our diced garlic, and then on the piece that went flying away, you can put it on your container that's going to capture all the garlic, and you can rub it there, and that's going to give you a paste. So let me just show you. Here's my paste. Here's my diced garlic. So you can see they're little cubes, and then here's my sliced. It was a smaller clove, so they're not like super giant slices, but the intensity of the garlic is stronger with your rubbed garlic. Your diced garlic is great for soups and stews, and then your sliced garlic is great for pasta. So whenever you go to an Italian restaurant and you see the pasta, and it has those nice chunks of garlic, they probably sliced it. But knowing them, they sliced it by hand. So the prep tool, though, comes with this little silicone tube that you put your bulb in, and then you rub it on the counter pretty firmly, and that's going to peel the garlic for you. Then you run it through here, whichever side you want, and it's easy. You put the garlic right in, press it down, and it'll go in that storage container. But for this recipe, we need pressed garlic. So we are going to switch gears and go to our garlic press. This is our garlic press. I've also had this since day one. It was a little bit different back then. This is the newer model, but it's ergonomically shaped for your hand. So anybody that has a little bit of difficulty, you have that there. Comes with a cleaning tool. There are no garlic presses on the market that I've seen that have a cleaning tool to clean the holes once your garlic goes through the hole. So I love it. And then the other end is going to bring out the peel. So let me show you. Put my pan over here. I'm going to drop it right into here. And then there's this garlic. I noticed I didn't peel it. And I'm just going to squeeze it. And I'm going to go like that. And all that garlic just shot out in there. Then I'm going to grab my cleaning tool. See all that fresh garlic there? Now you're probably thinking, well, you know, I just buy garlic in the jar. Oh, look at, there's the peel. Do you see that, everybody? Nothing inside, just the peel. Amazing. But when you go to your fridge, if you have one of those jars of garlic, go to your fridge. I would find it very hard to believe if your garlic had just garlic and oil in it, because more times than not, there's other chemicals inside. So after the second one, it's a little sticky, so I'm gonna use my garlic prep tool to pull out just my peel. Now, if you could smell my house, right now it smells like an Italian restaurant. But there's my 4 cloves of garlic. There's chemicals in there, like formaldehydes and stuff like that. So you just want to stay away from it. And the reason why people don't use fresh garlic is because they feel like it's too hard to work with, or you get it on your hands. My hands right now, clean as a whistle. So now I have to take and slice up 4 green onions. I'm going to do these 2 right now. So you just want a nice firm stalk of onions. And I'm going to use one of our professional knives. This one, actually, let me use my silicone knife. I'm changing my mind. See, that's what you do. So this is one of our color-coded knives. I believe the set's on sale right now too. Amazing, amazing. And it comes with this protective cover so that you won't get injured. But I'm just going to cut off the roots. And then I'm going to just take it. Now, when you're cutting, do you see this hand right here? I don't know how good you all can see me. My fingers are curved back because you want to avoid having your fingers in the way, because that's how you get hurt. And then also, I'm going to hold, the word Pampered Chef is right on the knife. So I'm going to hold it with these 2 fingers right here. And then I'm going to just, don't put your finger on top like that. You're just going to rock and just go like this. And then you'll look like TV. Like the chefs on TV. Did you ever see the chefs on TV? Now this is thinly sliced, and I'm just going down. Oh, I'm cutting on my flexible cutting mat. I'll show you in just a second, by the way, too. Because as you can see, there's multi-colors down here. My flexible cutting mat is, there's 3 colors for a reason. One, the green one is for your veggies. The red is for your beef. And then the yellow is for your chickens. That way you don't have any cross-contamination. And then when you get yours, you want to make sure you check the back, because there is a peelable piece that comes off the back, because it has a little bit of silicone on the back, and that silicone makes it so it doesn't slide all over the counter. And then we have that. And then I'm going to chop it up a little bit because this is for the jam. So I'm going to take and do like they do on TV, and I'm just going to rock my knife a little bit. And now I have my open palm, and I'm just holding the handle with a nice firm grip, because you really don't want some pieces to be super chunky as people eat them in the bacon jam. And now I'm going to take this, put it in my pan. That's another good thing about the flexible cutting mats, is that I was able, can you see, I just gave you my backside, as you can carry it and bend it to help get everything off. But here's my chicken one, and then here's my beef one. But I don't need these for today, so I'm just going to put them off to the side. And then underneath, I have my regular cutting board. It's got silicone edges on the side with measurements and stuff. So if you need like 1-inch pieces of carrots, who's going to take out a ruler and measure 1-inch pieces of carrots? So that way you can just chop, chop, chop. And then I'm going to grab the rest of my onions, throw them in the pan. And then I'm going to take my thyme. So here I did have it. Here it is. I have some thyme. So when you get thyme, a lot of people think, so here's a piece of thyme. Can you see that? So you really want to, people think you have to go against the grain to get it off. Well, we did have okay, I'll just do it with my hands. It's here somewhere. Oh, it's right here in front of my face. This is our herb stripper. So you want to go the same direction as the herbs, not against it. And then it'll come off much more effectively. So you just So can you see there's different holes for each herb? So you just put it in and just slide it down. And then look at all that just came off. Now, if I went the opposite way, it would break more often. And then what would happen is I would get pieces of the stem in there. And this is a bacon jam. So we don't want any of the stem in there. So I'm just going to chop it a little bit more. And because I'm doubling this, in your handout, you got the recipe. I promise you did. And it says to do a half a tablespoon of thyme. So I already have, there's that. The rest of it here. I'm going to do a whole tablespoon. And I'm going to show you my measuring spoons. I love them. Look, they're all together as one piece. So I'm going to grab that. Now, if I was all prepped and like lined up ready to go, it also has a flat bottom. So I could just set it on the counter next to my pan over here. And then I would, oh, I just spilled it. Then I'd be ready to go. So there you have it. I'm going to use my pan scraper to get that thyme off the counter. Because we have nothing but thyme. I'm going to put it back on a medium-high heat. Let that saute just a bit. And while that sautés, I'm going to cut our Brussels sprouts. I already cut these in half. And this is the 2-quart batter bowl. Let me tell you something. Many years ago, this was one of Oprah's favorite things. So, yes, friends, if you don't have a batter bowl, you must get one. So now I'm going to cut these the rest of the way. Now when I cut them in half, let me show you up close and personal. So you can see the stem of the Brussels sprout. I'm cutting it down the middle here because I want the stem to hold the rest of it together. And then I'm going to go like this. Oops, my bowl. I don't need that lead. But yeah, so I started Pampered Chef 28 years ago. And some of my products I have the originals of. And some I have the new ones of. And even if I have the original, I still have the old one. I mean the new one too. Because there's always a reason why we make it new. And there you have it. So while this sautés for a minute, you're going to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then you're going to put it in a bowl with some apricot preserves. So here's some apricot preserves. Now, how do you measure something sticky and messy? You use our Measure All cup, friends. So the red side is for your stickies. Peanut butter, sour cream, cream cheese even. And then the other side, you can flip it and set it on the counter, pour into the hole, and then measure your liquids. But I'm going to press my thumb in the middle and go down to 2/3. I need just 1/3 because your recipe will say 1/3. Mine is 2/3 because I'm doubling it. And I'm doubling it for a special reason. So I'm going to use my silicone scraper. I still have my large one. And let me tell you, friends, that one has been through some uses because it's heat safe up to 650 degrees. So if I go to stir these onions right now, it won't matter because it will be safe because nothing's going to happen. But this is why I love the Measure All because I can see what's happening. If I have an air bubble, I can either take a knife and pop it down, or I could just add a little more to the top and be lazy. So, and I do have an air bubble right there, so I can press down, press down. I'm going to take a little bit out because I just filled that air bubble. Now here's the magic. You go to your bowl, you tilt, press, and scrape. Amazing. Look at that. So you're just going to put that apricot preserves in the bowl. And then we are going to move on while this starts to cook a little. Now the pan is tri-ply, which means the middle layer goes up to the sides so you get even cooking all the way around. Is my stove? Oh yeah, I was like, is my stove on? So you just want to cook it for 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, let me get those cookies back out. Boop, boop, boop. And if the oven was really on and this wasn't the magic of TV, I could use my little easy Muppet mitts. I call these Muppet mitts because they're like little Muppets. But anyways, they're great. Silicone, and they're great, so you don't feel anything. So I'm going to take my... These are called spreaders. This is a great activity for the kids because you can let them frost these cookies. So I have some frosting left over from the batch I made earlier. Now look at my frosting. this is inside our silicone prep bowl, by the way. I mixed half of the frosting with red food coloring and the other half I left it white. So I wanted to get that peppermint theme still going here. And I'm going to take and put just, and you want to put a nice generous layer on there. And look how easy that cookie came off the cutting, the cookie sheet at the same time. So, and I know there's not enough frosting to frost all 5 of these because the other half of the frosting is in the deluxe mixer, but that's okay because these 2 I'm going to eat. But now, you just want to, I like to try to smooth it out a little bit, but I don't want it to be too pretty because I want it to look a little artisanal, so that way it looks like maybe a fancy bakery made them. All right. Now, I'm going to take and set this off to the side, and I'm going to grab this onion mixture and stir it up. I'm going to use our new mix and scoop chopper. So this is amazing. Some of you have this. And right now I'm removing the brown bits off of the bottom. It's great. Like, let me bring it so you can see. So a lot of those brown bits came off and they're on the onions and the garlic and the thyme. So it's all removing that brown bits for me. It's also just cleaning up the pan a little bit. In a minute, I'm going to add some of that bacon fat back in the bowl. In the pan, I mean. And then put those Brussels sprouts in. So let me let that go for 1 more minute. And let me show you one of my favorite things. This is some candy canes. And this is our meat tenderizer. There's little spikes on this side, so you unscrew it, flip it over, so you can tenderize your meat. But I'm going to slide this to the side. And I just put some candy canes in a Ziploc bag. And I'm just going to go like this. I hope Zoom's not killing me right now. But there. Look how quick and easy that was. Now I have mint candies. And I'm going to take them. I'm going to sprinkle on my cookies. And again, through the magic of TV, let me show you how great these cookies look. If you want to bring them to a gathering, you can put them on a nice platter. So look at that. Let me move this over here. Over here. Out of the way. And then, voila. Take that as a hostess gift. Your hostess will love you forever. They'll think you're the most amazing person in the world. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? So let me set that over there. I'm going to take my onion mixture out. And I'm going to use my mix and scoop to just scoop it right into with the jam. Then I'm going to throw some more of that bacon grease back in the pan. And these pans really do clean up. I totally love, love, love mine. And I'm going to put some of the bacon grease in the pan. And then I'm going to stir it around a little bit to coat the pan. I'm going to drop those Brussels sprouts. I hope I have it on time. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to let them saute for just a moment. Then I'm going to take the bacon bits that I crumbled, dump them in with my jam, stir this up. Now earlier, I had a little practice session with our friends at the home office, and I asked them, could I do something that you won't know about? So here is that something that nobody knows about. Let me get, this is, I need that for a minute, our charcuterie, well, let me show you this first. This is a wheel of brie, but do you recognize this guy in the middle? This guy is from our cookie cutter gift set that you get with 6 cookie cutters, recipes, and everything like that. But I pushed him through a piece of brie because I'm going to take him all the way out of the brie. But I'm going to save this brie. Don't throw the outside away because you can still use it for something else. Now let me move him over here. Because Michael, everybody at the home office, and everybody from the United States and Canada, our charcuterie board that's on sale. I love this thing. Love it, love it, love it. So there is the charcuterie board. But I took earlier the snowflake cutter and I put some pecans on the bottom. And I'm just going to push my gingerbread man the rest of the way through here. And I'm going to take, oh, I have to lift them out again for a second. Because this is where the bacon jam's going to go. Boop. There he is, my friends. I'm going to take some of this bacon jam. I'm going to put it underneath my gingerbread man. Now, when you want to make a charcuterie board, just let your imagination run wild. Do you. Because you just want to use your imagination and creativity and let it just go to town. Now, I'm going to also judge up that snowflake. I'm going to take our holiday jam. I'm going to put a little bit of it in this bowl. I'm going to microwave it for a second. Maybe a little bit more because I want it to pour right over that snowflake. So let me pop this in for 30 seconds. It probably doesn't need that much. And then, but look it. So I just put some pecans underneath the snowflake just to give it some color and some lift. Then I got some different color olives. I got 2 different kinds of cheeses, a couple gingerbread man, some blackberries. I made a salami rose right there. And then, let me see if this jam, that was, oh yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna pour this on. Where'd my spoon? Oh, I put my spoon back in, right there. Look at this. I'm just gonna drizzle this over the snowflake. Now, it's really funny because when I had this idea, I actually didn't come up with it alone. And recently, I heard that on a director group loop, they cut the brie in half and did the same thing. So pretty close, but there you go. All right. And I think, oh, and we need a half, 1 tablespoon of sherry, which I forgot to put in the charcuterie board. 1 tablespoon of sherry. So now, let me tell you, there's a difference between cooking wine, sherry, and there's a difference between actual sherry vinegar. Cooking wine is salty. This is like more real sherry. So I will have to scoop this out, mix it in here, and put it back. And there you have it. I think that is all of my recipes that oh, another thing that's on sale that I love, love, love is the charcuterie board accessories. These bowls are the accessories. But friends, check this out. If I wanted to heat up the brie, I could take this middle section out, put it in the microwave for a few seconds, and then warm it all up and melt it all up. Nice, nice. Same thing with my Brussels sprouts while they finish up. If I wanted to keep them warm until it's time to serve, I can put them in our heat and serve, cool and serve bowl. This keeps everything warm, and it has this handle on the side, which I was going to do some ahead earlier and do that. But when it is time to serve these Brussels sprouts, I need to flip them in a second. I'm using our cake stand and then our stoneware piece that is glazed in the center of the cake stand. And I'm going to just use a prep bowl. I'm going to put the rest of that bacon jam in the middle. Arrange my Brussels sprouts around the outside. I think that's everything. Michael, am I out of time?
Well, that was fantastic. I think you have maybe set a new record for the number of featured products featured in one demo. That was absolutely incredible. So Edgar, thank you for your energy. I definitely going to bring you back on for some Q&A in just a few minutes. So you did perfect on time. You did great. I mean, it's a lot. It's hard work to juggle, go back and forth between multiple recipes and stock and show products, and you've done an amazing job. I guess that's what 28 years of experience as a consultant gets you. So thank you, Edgar. So let's dive into our giveaway. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are giving 12 people 12 different products tonight. And well, let's just dive in. I'm going to share my screen and show you who's winning what tonight. Let's see who's going home with what. So our lucky 12 winners, the last giveaway winners of 2024 are, here we go. Congratulations to Rochelle Majorca, Brad Spies, Gail Werner, Kay Jensen, Carolyn Creighton, Cheryl Leeper, Karen Struble, Jean Christie, Gail Carriero, Susan Andrus, Nancy Nicholson, and Janice Dryden. Congratulations. I will be in touch with you after the event to get your shipping information, and we will get these products in the mail for you. By the way, speaking of getting in touch with you, there's a few emails I've contacted in the last few weeks where I got a bounce back email. Maybe you had the wrong email on your registration. If you know you won and you didn't get an email from me, try replying to the email that you get from Zoom, which we do see, and I'll try and get that squared away for you. I want to make sure you get your product. So same for everyone tonight. So congratulations to our winners. Again, I will get that shipping information from you very soon. Now, tomorrow, this is really important. Tomorrow is the last day of our holiday wrap-up sale, and you can get 20% off a bunch of stocking stuffers, almost every one of our pantry items, and a ton of the things that you saw in Edgar's demo tonight. So this sale ends tomorrow night at midnight Central Time on the 18th. And so talk to your consultant ASAP, like tonight, if you have any questions about any of the products that you've seen. So, and then get that order in. If you're in the US and you place an order tomorrow, we should be able to get it to you in time for Christmas or Hanukkah. So, and second of all, if you are looking to save a little more, maybe 20% off is not enough for you, you want more like 60% off, then consider hosting a party. When you host a party for your friends and family and you reach qualifying sales, you can get 60% off anything in December. This is a great way to get a bigger item at a heavy discount. So talk to your consultant to get a party booked. You can do this remotely or in person. There's lots of ways to do it, and your consultant will help you figure all of that out. So get a party booked. Now, speaking of consultants, one of the coolest things about being a consultant is you get to use these products, you get to help people make their lives easier with cooking, and you get to do things like Edgar does, where he is learning to cook, seems to be having a lot of fun, and getting to eat some good food. And so we're going to ask Edgar a few questions and just a bit about his being a consultant. But before we do that, I want to see some of the questions that have come in from the audience. And a reminder, our staff have been faithfully answering as many questions as they can. There's a lot of them that come in. So I'm just going to glance through some of these questions real quick. Somebody asked earlier in the demo, this was around 10 minutes into the demo, if that helps give you context, Edgar. Someone said, so there's no greasing necessary? I'm not sure which part that might be referring to. Do you have a sense?
They must be talking about the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the cookies, yes, there is no greasing necessary because there's enough oil in the mix.
Nice.
And then with the pan for the Brussels sprouts, I have the bacon that I cooked in there, so the bacon grease is still in, the residue is still in there. And then when I added the Brussels sprouts, I did add more grease. So I'm going to assume they meant the cookies because I did not grease the pan for the cookies.
Yep. Okay, great. Another question, speaking of pans, you were talking earlier about how the stand mixer is pretty easy to move around. That's cool. The pans, in your experience, are they heavy for someone who may have trouble lifting heavier things? How does that go for you?
They move pretty well. I feel like they also have like a nice balance to them, and then the handle's not riveted, so it's not going to come loose or anything like that. So you always have control in there. And then we also have our small grippers. So if you are somebody that needs a little bit more assistance, let me move the lid for a minute. You could also we have a handle gripper as well that you can add on there, but you could also just have this on one side. And then, like, again, this is like just two fingers, like one finger here, my other finger's here. No, not heavy at all.
Love it. Okay, a couple questions about the charcuterie board, because charcuterie board assembly may seem intimidating to some folks at first, but I loved your tip about being creative with it. Somebody wanted to ask, roughly how long did it take you to put together that board?
Literally, without lying, 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. That seems pretty reasonable for the amount of detail that's in there and the amount of different foods that are in there. And
the salami roast is very simple. You just overlap salami on a glass, as many layers as you want to go, squeeze it nice and tight, and then flip the glass over, and then poof, that part's done. Then over here I have a salami chain. I just took salami, folded in half again, then took those halves and linked them together, then linked a new one to that one, linked a new one to that one, and so forth. And then the cheese, we just cut it up with the cheese knife and the nylon knife, and then called it a day. And now I would have loved to use my crinkle cutter, but today I had to go to the eye doctor after making my charcuterie board, so I went to the eye doctor today, so yeah. So I was like,
Um,
"Think better."
love that. One more question about the charcuterie board for the brie men instead of the gingerbread men, the brie men. Did you oil the cookie cutters first?
No, it does. It did take a little work to press them out. So I'm
Okay.
assuming you could, but it really the gingerbread man came out easier than the snowflake. The snowflake,
Okay.
because it was a little bit more intricate, took a little bit more.
Great. Good. All right. I'm gonna ask you just a couple more questions. Do you have a favorite item on the charcuterie board, like your favorite either to prepare or to eat, or a guest favorite too?
Well, I made these cinnamon roasted almonds with our pop and stir. 9 minutes, sugar, cinnamon, vanilla, water, and almonds. No egg whites. I before we had the pop and stir, I googled cinnamon almonds and they take egg whites and stuff like that. So nope, all great. 9 minutes, my favorite. And then just any kind of crackers and cheese and meat, like I love, love, love.
Love it. Good.
And then
So,
this is the charcuterie accessory set I didn't show. There's more. There's more. There's so many parts and pieces inside here. There's a fork to grab, your cheeses. There's a knife if you needed to cut cheese. A spreader. Like there's all kinds of pieces in here, and this is also on sale.
mhm.
So yes, and it came with the two bowls that are in there right now. Hold on.
Love it. All right, I've got like three or four more questions for you, and then we'll let you go, Edgar. But so of you cook a lot of meals with your look at that. Look at that. Incredible presentation. That
Now,
looks amazing.
when you're making a presentation as well, you want to elevate something so that way everything's just not flatlined.
That's a
So
great tip. Give
I
a
elevated that.
little mountain range there.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite meals to cook just for yourself?
For myself, I like to make chicken bruschetta pasta in our rock crocks. Uh, so simple, so easy, and so quick. Um, I didn't mention this earlier, but I do work a full-time job, and sometimes it's more full-time than I prefer it to be. And so sometimes to come home with Pampered Chef products makes getting in and out of the kitchen so much easier. So I it's a game changer so that I don't have to eat processed foods.
Yes. And is there a particular product that you use, maybe just your go-to? It's the one that, keeps your kitchen alive.
Uh, Stoneware for sure. All kinds of stoneware. I make all kinds of things in my stoneware, and I use all my pieces of stoneware. There's a cupboard down here full of stoneware. Yep. So it's
That's
great.
awesome. You have to peel some chocolate.
I know. Look, I forgot to show. This is our pivoting peeler. That's one way. You can just rotate it this way. So if you prefer to go like this or go like this, I'm just gonna take some and shave some on top of my cookies to give my cookies a little bit more zhuzh. Because
Oh
sometimes
man.
we eat with our eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to make things appealing, or our cheese grater. Like we talked about this once on a kitchen show live. I can just go any which way, and I can have nice shaved chocolate, and this would be great to sprinkle on top of a hot beverage or a dessert. Put the cover on, flip it over, wipe it, flip it. Now I have all this chocolate in here, and I can just sprinkle it as well. It's like nice little dusting of chocolate.
That is a decadent treat. So yeah, that's our cup zester. That's amazing. That looks so good, Edgar. All right, last two questions are about your experience as a consultant. So you've been doing this for 28 years. 28 years. In 28 years of doing this, what have you found to be some of your like the perks or the added benefits besides income and products?
Well, when I started just because I wanted to be in the know of what was the latest and the greatest. And I also started with the expectation of that it's not a real long commitment. So if I decide it's not for me, it wasn't a big deal. But then when the products, I was always getting the latest and greatest products, and a lot of times I was earning them for free. So earning the free products is incredible because then I can get them. And if I don't earn them, I also have the opportunity as a consultant to purchase them at a discount. So it's amazing. I told my roommate that I ordered a deluxe stand mixer for our housekeeper and our chef. And she's like, we don't have a housekeeper and a chef. I said, I know, I ordered it for myself.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but the products definitely, then more than anything else, truly is the lifelong friendships. I really wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Nancy Jo Ryan, she's not my super original director, but she became my director. And now I have my director Sherry Eisinger, and with the Superstars, and I have Angie Adams, Family Foodies. She's my hospitality director, and they both support me so much. In this business, you are never alone. If unless you want to be, you can be alone if you want to be, but you're never alone. And I get more support here than I do my full-time job, and I really make close to full-time money working part-time hours, and it's so flexible because I can just run shows on my breaks and on Facebook and in our new table party platform, and so I really it's the work is so easy and so simple, but then I get more accolades than I do here working my full-time job.
Wow. Yeah.
And we talked about something on my full-time job, but they're over in the other room, so I can't bring my ear.
Well, clearly you've been you're putting the time in and working really hard, and,
Yeah.
and it's amazing to see the fruit of that. And
Yeah.
yeah, the last thing I was just going to ask about, you sort of hinted at this already, the flexibility in making it work when you have a full-time job. What does that look like for you? You already said you're kind of doing it in between on breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Sometimes on breaks, but then sometimes I can schedule posts like in a Facebook party in advance. So then all day I just will get notifications that I can go back to reply to if it's a contest or anything like that. So it's so easy and so simple. Like it almost runs itself. You still have to put the post in there, but it's so simple and so easy. And then some of my hosts, I get cards, like I don't know if you can see them from here, but I get cards from my hosts thanking me for all of the stuff that they like. There's one in here that said something about Thanksgiving. I'm not sure which one it was, but their Thanksgiving was a breeze thanks to all the products that they received from me and the Pampered Chef. And they said me, but it really wasn't me. It was really the Pampered Chef. So, but the biggest thing is the friendships. Like, I wouldn't be here if Doris Christopher didn't leave her house 45 years ago. I'm getting all emotional now. So crazy. 45 years ago, I look forward to seeing her at National Conference. She knows me by name. This company is strong. It's stable. It's backed by Warren Buffett. So if anybody out there knows Warren Buffett, we are good to go. And Doris and the people I see at National Conference in Chicago, we have our yearly get together. It just, and the support of my local teams here. Because too, that my hospitality team, she doesn't have to worry about me, but she is a big cheerleader for me. My actual director, she offered to come over and help me on this live, but I was like, no, I pretty much got it. Like, but I have everybody in my corner. So and I don't get that at work at my full-time job. So it's amazing. Okay. We might have to sign off. I might need a tissue.
Thank you. No, thank you for sharing. Yeah, thank you for sharing all that. And I'm so glad you're part of our community, and I'm grateful for this community that can offer purpose and drive and community to so many others. So thank you, Edgar. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. And if any of you are interested in becoming a consultant, connect to your local consultant, or you can go on the Be a Consultant webpage on our website to learn more and look at the lookbook and learn about some of the income details there. And I just want to thank you all for joining us, not just tonight, but for all of 2024, whether this is your first show tonight, or if you've been to many. It's been a wonderful, wonderful year, and we are so grateful for all of you. We're going to be taking the next 2 Tuesdays off, so we are not having Pampered Chef Live on the 24th or 31st of December. We will be kicking off 2025 on January 7th with Katie, who will be teaching us how to make an easy smoothie bowl with fun ways to upgrade it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you can already register for that event now on our website. Look for live events on the Pampered Chef website. That's all for us tonight. We are signing off and closing out 2024. It looks like you're ready for a toast.
Really quick, Michael, in my commercial, I hinted to something in this bag that meant a lot to me.
Okay.
I still own it. It's my very first Pampered Chef apron when I started 28 years ago. I still have it. I really am just thankful that I gave Pampered Chef a try and love it and don't know what I will do without it. So here's to all of our customers, all of our home office staff, and then all my fellow consultants all across the United States and Canada. Salute. Happy New Year. Blessings 2024.
Cheers.
Apple cider spanking. It's on our website.
What more is there to say? Cheers, happy holidays, and happy New Year, everybody. Good night.
Bye.